Today's episode of Blow Jam is brought to you by Lola. Get $5 off your first month at trymylola.com/blow. Hey buddies, it's Blow Jam presents Podsmash, the podcast that reviews podcasts. I am your host, Delia Blowjam, and with me, as always and forever, is my co-host and lover, Ryan Blowjam.
Sup, y'all?
Yo, I bet you guys have been missing us because we took last week off for Mother's Day.
Hell yeah.
As you guys know, me and Ryan have 11 children together. So we had to do breakfast in bed. Each kid got to make me breakfast individually, and then they were allotted a half-hour time slot to spend time with me in my bed. So I basically had to spend all day in bed. I got really, really full, but it was cute.
Yeah, some interesting breakfast, like some pancakes with cigarettes and waffles and
Obviously, they had help from Daddy.
Yeah.
Little Aloysius, he's so precious.
Oh yeah. Oh, so Aloysius, okay. And then who do we got? We got Ezekiel.
We got Prudence.
We got Zachary.
We got Flim Flam.
We got Greta.
We have Mildred.
Oh, we have Milford.
We have Mumford.
We have Wilford Brimley.
We have Mars.
We got Spider.
Spider. I'm just
Spider
laughing.
Blackman, he's the best.
Yes, I'm laughing because Spider is the jokester in our household.
Oh, he is. He's full of jokes.
Then there is Jesus Christ, Superstar Blackman.
Yep, and there's Jumanji. Jumanji Blackman, that's about it.
Yeah, that is about it. Maybe we're forgetting one, but oh well. We just have so many.
Yeah. All right. So.
All right. Well, why should you guys listen to our suggestions and our point of views? Well, we got mad hours logged. We listen to podcasts all day, all the live long day, and we go see podcasts live. Oh, and hey, guess what? We actually have a podcast, so we know it from all angles. You can trust our judgment. Now, we always start out the show with our top 3 feed hits. I get to start. Ryan always kicks it off first, but I've got some great news, which is I've been doing this podcast engagement thing where I call all my favorite podcasts and reach out to them, sometimes make music for them. This time I finally got on one of my big ones, one of my favorite podcasts. I'm on the Savage Lovecast with Dan Savage. It's a relationship and sexual, advice podcast. And I think I gotta take it back, but I'm definitely gonna play you guys the clip. Just a little bit of backstory. I am on episode 655. I have a response call at the end of the show to a call from a lady, a British lady, who was the second caller on episode 654. So you have to hear her on 654. Plus, Savage Lovecast is awesome, so you should check it out anyway. So this is my response call. Unfortunately, I didn't cue it up quite right, so you might hear the first person in front of me responding to the same call. Without further ado.
And my answers, because
here we go.
Under 2
men asked her to leave after they'd slept together. She needs to get over herself. I live alone, and I never let men spend the night. And sometimes I tell them before we fuck, and sometimes I don't. I have let one guy spend the night one time because he was visibly drunk, and I wasn't about to have that on my conscience, but I made him sleep on the couch. If I am having you over for, just a casual hookup, I am not interested in spending the night with you, and I live alone for a reason. I don't have roommates for a reason. I'm not in a relationship for a reason. The first time I hang out with someone, the first time I fuck someone, I'm not trying to, get in with their snoring and their, sleep talking. Ugh, that's gross to me. So I think she just needs to get over herself. I think that, there is no expectation of an egg in the morning just because, I let you in between my legs. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a callous bitch. The little backstory on that is the lady who called, she had sex with a guy, and actually it happened to her before, where he kicked her out after having sex. And that's not the first time it happened to her, so she's like, what should I think about this? So that first response caller that you just heard is pretty mean about it. Now listen to me.
Yo, Dan the man. I'm just calling in response to the girl who was forced to leave after fornicating at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. You're right on, but there was one really big thing that I thought you'd say, but you didn't. Who the fuck is going to let a woman travel at 1 a.m.? That's so messed up. All right, thanks for the sex. Here you go. Good luck in the dark. Hope you don't get raped or murdered. What? That's not a gentleman. I'm sorry. If he wants her to leave, at least take her back home, motherfucker.
Yay!
Yeah,
I feel so famous.
Yeah, totally. Like, who would do that?
Yeah, I'm surprised that Dan didn't say that, but everything
That's
he did
a
say...
fucking dickhead, dude.
Yeah, Dan was spot on. I just needed to make that note, so I'm glad that I got
I'd
on.
never let a girl walk home in the dark.
No, hell no.
Crazy, dude.
Absolutely not.
You're not, like, we don't even have to have sex. I would just, like, walk home with a girl.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have to do anything.
Yeah, or drive her home. Like,
I'll
who
drive
knows?
her
The
home,
Uber,
man.
who knows, you know?
It's a dangerous world out there for ladies. Ladies
brought- yeah.
Ladies
Yeah.
they get the raw end of the stick.
You brought her to your house. That's on you to make sure that she gets home safely.
Yeah, man. You gotta make sure she's safe.
Yep.
He's
That's
not
our
Not a
PSA.
good person.
Yeah, that's our public service announcement for Podsmash.
Right.
So that is definitely my top feed hit for the week.
Be nice to the ladies. Make sure they're safe.
Yep.
'Cause they're the mothers. They're the ones that create life.
All right, you're enough.
Sorry.
Your point is
All right,
made.
I'll stop.
What's your top?
My top pick of this week is Root of Evil. I finally finished it. Probably the most fucked up podcast I've ever heard.
Yes, validation for me. I was
really
right.
It really is, dude. I don't even know. I don't know what I can say to even, like, without spoiling it, man. I just want people to listen to this. It's fucking, you gotta take the journey. It's amazing. It's really fucked up. You're like, oh, it can't get more fucked up than this, and then it does. And you're like, oh, what? And then you're like, this too? Like, what? It's like, you know, because it's, I don't know.
It's
It
so
pretty much
hard.
solves the Black Dahlia murder. You already said that. Right?
Mm-hmm. And you would think that that's giving it away,
That's
but
giving it away, but
it's
that's
not.
But that's not the. Yeah,
That's not what it's
That's not
about.
the ringer, dude. Like,
Yeah,
so they pretty much solved the Black Dahlia murder, but it's not the ringer, man. It's like,
yeah,
oh, it gets crazy, dude. It's
yeah.
crazier than that.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's crazier than chopping a girl in half and like making her eat poop, and
Yeah,
it's so bad, dude.
yeah.
So
Oh God. So I'm so glad that's your top. I've been like charting you
It's
to
the most
listen
fucked
to
up
it.
thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, that makes for a great
Like,
podcast.
Sword and Scale. I don't know.
Oh no, that's a really
It's
great choice.
so bad, man. So bad. I don't know what else to say about it. Sorry.
I
You
was
go.
in the same boat. That was in my top, and I'm like, what can you say other
I just
than
don't want
it's
to spoil
fucked
it
up?
for people because like it's so crazy, dude.
Yeah, I had such a hard time like trying to get you to listen. I'm like, I can't tell you. You just have to listen. All right, I'm so glad that now you know what I'm talking about and that we can just discuss it and be disgusted.
Oh god.
You know what? I turned you on to that podcast and you turned me on to this podcast. This one was actually going to be in your top 3, but I stole it. It's the podcast Risk.
Oh,
with,
Risk. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
With host Kevin Allison of The State. And they do, you know, basically you pitch the Risk people about these crazy stories that you are taking a risk in telling about like your life, like something that you would essentially never tell anybody, but you actually present it to the world.
It's kind of like The Moth, but good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well
Sorry,
put.
Moth.
Yeah, sorry, Moth, but hey, you're full of balls. So this story, Ryan, maybe. Oh, okay. So the name of the episode is called Masculinity.
Yeah, man.
The first story is pretty good. It's relatively short. It's about like a comic book dude who put down some guy, whatever. the next story is like over an hour long and it's riveting. And I can relate to it 100%. It's about this girl. It was told by, first person account, Melanie Hamlet, and she's super funny. And she's a tomboy. All of her jobs were like, whitewater rafting instructor, outdoors instructor. She does everything with predominantly male coworkers. All her friends are male. I'm so used to that. I used to think like, if I'm the cool girl that guys like, I can get the in. And so just knowing that that's her background, she was hired to be on this course for kids that were troubled kids that were maybe facing juvenile hall or something like that.
Right, yeah. Take this course to get out of going to juvie or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're there involuntarily. So they're definitely gonna fight.
Yes.
Sorry, I listened to it too.
No. I really appreciate your input. If you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have listened. I actually stayed up all night. I couldn't sleep, and I listened to that, and I was hooked. So they have these kids come, and she has to learn like conflict resolution. You can't say bitch, you can't say fag, you can't say gay, because that's all derogatory terms that are a part of their lexicon. But there was like this hierarchy amongst the boys. They're aged 12 to 15, and the way that they would interact with each other was insane. But then they'd all be getting hurt, and she'd have to take them to the hospital, and then she'd actually get to know them when they're not around the group. And then
we're not around guys, they're a little bit more sweet.
Exactly, yeah. She came to her own realization about herself. She learned a lot from the boys, and the boys learned from her, and it's so funny. Like, she named all the boys. Like, there was Urkel, who was, like, really tiny. There was an annoying one. There was Napoleon, who was, like, mad small, but he was tough, and, like, nobody wanted to fuck with him. There was I don't give a rat's ass, like, this guy who was really hard to break through to. That reminded me of you, Ryan. Because he was like 14 or 15.
Oh, so I don't give a rat's ass.
Well, no, I mean like his position. Because, like
it's pretty familiar.
Yeah, you'll have to listen to it. Also, the stoner kid. I don't know. There's so much. It was so well told, and it's just like twists and turns, and it's a delight, very much so. So thank you, Ryan. I would not have this in my top 3 or even know about it.
Yeah, that's a risk. Definitely.
Yeah, risk is great.
Damn.
It's your turn.
All right, so my next one is Benjamin Walker's Theory of Everything. TOE plunges listeners into a world of art, journalism, fiction, interviews, and exploding pipe dreams. Host Benjamin Walker connects all the dots. The episode I listened to is Chapter 6 of their Failure miniseries. It's called Authoritarian Schizophrenia. Right-wing populists have stormed the world wide web. They even have a beachhead in China. Chen Zhang tells us about the racism and misogyny found on the knowledge-sharing platform called Zihu or something like that. Zihu? I don't know, it's spelled weird, but... And, Lita Hong Fincher explains why patriarchal authoritarianism is central to the success of Chinese Communist Party. So it was a very interesting episode because like they've been doing a whole like 6-part. Well, it's still going. They always do like a mini series. If you listen to the Theory of Everything, it's always like
they have themes that go on for a while.
They have themes, right? So it's like they'll have like 8 to 10 like different episodes, and then he ties it all together in the end with one episode, and you're like, whoa! And that's why it's the Theory of Everything. So I'm interested to see how this pans out. It's kind of weird. He's talking about like failure with everything, and like it's all about like the internet. I thought it was cool.
I saw that in my feed, and I'm like, these are 2 words that look really good together. I gotta check it out. So I'm glad that it's in your top. I'm definitely going to listen.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't really talk that well,
but... No. Just the fact that you apologized and recognized is enough for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, don't be. I love you. You talk good. You talk good,
I
my
don't
buggy.
talk so good.
No, you do talk so good.
I don't talk good. I should not be on podcast.
No, you probably shouldn't. But the deal is that you're my husband, and we started Blow Jam together, and you are, you're a sweet personality. You got a lot of good stuff. You contribute.
I'm fucking trying.
Yeah, you're really trying.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, so my next top 3 is my boys at Pineal Express. And I always have to preface this, just because they're my friends doesn't mean that they make my top 3 automatically. Like, sometimes I've had shows where I'm like, this is good, but I think I'm, like, too dumb to get it. No, this one's amazing. All right, they had a really prominent lawyer, probably, like, the preeminent scholar lawyer that deals with democracy and the Constitution, and his name is Lawrence Lessig. And you might have heard of him or heard him on places like Rogan and everything. But my deal is that Pineal asked the most pointed, thoughtful questions. So they got more valuable information and a better discourse with Lawrence Lessig than I would say Rogan did in 2 hours. I mean, you just have to listen to it. Basically, in order for anything to happen, we're going to need to fix democracy. That's the fundamental issue. It's a veto-ocracy. It's basically, the campaign, all of the things that go into our government is fundamentally flawed, and we need to change it in order to be able to fix anything else. And, I'm just mad props to Jim and Julian, Lawrence would ask a question, then they would give, a hypothetical, and he'd be like, oh, it was just really nice to hear him expand upon what he was saying, as opposed to somebody just taking it as credence or creed. So it's a really good show. And also, Larry seemed to be enjoying himself, and he was also impressed with how well prepared they are, because they're fucking professionals. So check it out, Pineal Express. Love those dudes.
Wow, that was really professional.
Yeah, that was the worst delivery of such a good scholarly podcast.
No, that was good. It was good.
Thank you.
I'm going to try to one-up you.
Okay.
I'm going to try to put on my professional voice.
Okay.
Okay, so my next one is Sleepwalkers. With secret labs and expert guests, Sleepwalkers
You're failing.
Wait, hang on.
Okay.
Wait,
Redo.
Sleepwalkers. With secret labs and expert guests, Sleepwalkers explores the thrill of the AI revolution, hands-on, to see how we can stay in control of our future. Hosted by Oz Wollashan and Kara Price. The episode I listened to was called The Watchmen. If data doesn't make you think of a new world order, it should. AI is enabling wholesale surveillance and changing the landscape in countries like China, where cameras monitor citizens to decide their social credit score. Ever hear the social credit score in China?
I actually did listen to
got,
that
cameras,
episode.
Monitoring people.
It's
See
riveting.
if they're doing bad things.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's pretty fucked up.
They even monitor if you go to bars and stuff.
But how is this playing out in the U.S.? They visit the NYPD to see how they use AI, aka facial recognition software. They also see how predictive technology is being used in the American criminal justice system.
I almost snorted beer out my nose.
It's some straight up Minority Report shit.
Yeah, it's scary, dude.
They basically have an algorithm program that decides if you can be ready for parole if you're a prison inmate, which is pretty fucked up.
And it's wrong, but they don't want
wrong.
to go against the algorithm.
It's not good.
The one case that they pointed to was really messed up. This poor guy did so well for years and years. He should have been paroled.
Man, I just gotta stop taking notes. I can't read this shit.
Well, maybe you shouldn't write it down so tiny and stuff. Maybe
I know,
some bullet points.
Yeah, a couple bullet points.
Actually, I really like that because you're reading it line by line and you're in the new world order.
I know. It's so bad.
You have a great
That's
voice.
all right.
You just need the presentation.
I'm just not a good podcaster. I'm never gonna be. I'm not cut out for podcasts.
No, you totally are. And here's the deal. This is what makes it great, is that you write extensive notes,
We gotta
but your
get Jim
delivery
Mack.
is off.
He should be your co-host.
He should.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a great podcaster.
No, I mean, maybe, Jim, if you're out there, will you have a spin-off podcast with me where I talk like an idiot and you're mad smart? And and we'll talk about, like, we'll go to the grocery store and talk about, like, everything we're looking at in the produce section. Okay. Hey, do you have any more? Because we skipped last week, so if you have more top 3, go for it.
Oh, from last week? Oh,
If
yeah.
you,
I
if
got
you have
last
more
week.
top 3, then it wouldn't be a top 3, but go for it.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
3 more.
do it.
Okay, so I got Radiolab with host Jad Abumrad and Robert Krulwich. This episode's called Bitflip. It's about how cosmic rays are affecting technology as it becomes smaller and more efficient. In 2003, Belgium was holding a national election where votes were cast and counted on computers. The cosmic ray flipped a single bit in the computer, and it changed the whole outcome of the election. It gave someone like 4,000 extra votes. It was like crazy. That's weird. Like cosmic rays can just like really fuck everything up.
It's like divine intervention, though. Maybe it
But-
was meant to be.
Don't tell Trump. Because he's gonna be like, "Oh, it's cosmic rays. I really won. It's cosmic rays."
That'll be interesting in 2020.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. All right, so I also have number 2 is 99% Invisible from last week, a podcast about technology and design, hosted by Rowan Mars. The episode I listened to is called "From Bombay with Love." From the 1950s right up to its collapse, people in the Soviet Union were completely infatuated with Indian cinema. For a brief time, these two nations found they had much more in common than they expected and realized this through the love of movies.
And literature.
Yeah. Bollywood. Yeah. So they're all about Bollywood and
In Russia, yeah, because it's like so colorful and like dancing.
yeah, they're like this famous like Bollywood character. Like it was like this folklore in Russia that like he was running from like a crowd of people because he was so popular, and like he got in a cab and they picked up the cab and like carried him like 2 blocks where he was going.
You wouldn't think that of
Well,
Russian people.
I don't know if that was true, but whatever. You know, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely an interesting one. Check that one out. 90% Invisible. All right, so my third one is Crime Town Presents The Ballad of Billy Balls, hosted by I.L. Tillett Wright. It's about the mysterious death of her mother's lover in 1982. His name is Billy Balls. Not really, but
Billy Weitzman. But
Weitzman,
yeah,
yeah,
that's his
yeah.
stage name.
yeah, he was a rocker, you know. He was shot to death in an East Village storefront apartment. He was a punk musician that played rock and roll piano and keyboards. And the app that I listened to was called The Hump for Paper. This app, I.O. in Austin, tracked down some concrete evidence. They actually verified some of the stories that they've been told.
Corroborating evidence and
Yeah.
what have you. They got the paper trail.
i.e. he was actually killed by an undercover cop.
Yes. Although he didn't die right there, he died in the hospital. Just, for you guys to know.
Yeah, so makes me wonder about that, too.
What happened in the hospital?
The episode ends on a cliffhanger, and we have to wait 2 weeks for the conclusion, so...
I
Kinda
love
sucks.
that. She was like, sorry, guys.
She's like, sorry, guys.
She knew it.
Well, we'll let you know in 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Yo, that's another good podcast engagement thing, because she has a hotline. I'm fucking calling. If anybody has a hotline,
So we're
I'm
gonna
calling it.
hear it next week. It's probably gonna be in my top picks next week. So.
Oh, that's true, because that was,
Yeah, it's
because
about
we
two-
skipped
About
one.
2 weeks. It's gonna come
Fuck
out.
yeah.
It's gonna come out this week. So.
Yeah, like Tuesday or Wednesday. Fuck yeah, I'm excited.
about that.
Yes.
Do we got any ads or?
Yeah, we do. Hey ladies, I'm here to talk to you about a revolution in feminine care. Yes, I'm talking about Lola, which gives women peace of mind about what we're putting into our bodies. For you, the listeners of Blowjam, Lola is offering $5 off your first month. Lola products are 100% hypoallergenic cotton tampons with no additives, synthetics, chemicals, or dyes. I got my first period when I was 12 years old at sleepaway camp, and 21 years later, it hasn't gotten any easier. Lola knows this, and they're here to help. Now, the FDA doesn't require tampon brands to disclose a comprehensive list of ingredients, so major brands use a mix of synthetics, including rayon, polyester, and harsh chemical cleansing agents. The thought of these things being inside my pussy is disconcerting to say the least. But Lola is 100% cotton with BPA-free applicators. And their subscription service is an added bonus. Sometimes I'll get an early surprise, I'll be fresh out and have to run to the store. And when I get there, it's usually this handsome, well, objectively handsome pharmacy technician ringing me out. And you guys know I'm open about my period, but let's be honest, it's awkward. Here's how the service works. Assortment. You choose your preference of 18 late, regular, and super. Totally customizable. Quantity. You get to decide on how many boxes you want. And the frequency. You can skip an order, modify your order, or cancel anytime. No gimmicks. So to get $5 off your first month today, go to trymylola.com/blow. Again, that's trymylola.com/blow to get $5 off your first month. Man, that was a great ad about periods. The next thing we do that we always do after the ad break is we talk about news in the podcast world. What's new, Buggy?
So I looked up podcast news, and Spotify is overhauling its app to promote podcasts. Spotify technology is testing a new version of its app that gives podcasts more prominence. The company is testing a way to put music and podcasts on equal footing. Spotify has spent over $400 million buying podcast firms this year, which is crazy.
That's amazing.
So you're going to see a lot from Spotify. We're on Spotify, by the way. And Google's rolling out podcast results in the search. Google promises to bring podcasts directly into the search results screen. So, like you look up a podcast, right? You could just play like an episode straight from like the search results screen, which is pretty cool, dude.
Real quick, a throwback to Benjamin Walker.
Say you look up like Blowjam, you can just play like one of our episodes, like the latest episode. It would just have a play button. You can just play it right from there.
So much has happened in just like 3 or 2 years, because we went to Radiotopia, which was a live, we went to go see them. So the best thing for me was Benjamin Walker, because he's been doing podcasting for like a decade, I don't even know how long. Anyway, he was like, when you're a podcaster, the first thing that you need to know is how to explain podcasting to people. It's like you tell them about it and then they don't know what it is. Well, now it's so prominent.
Now it's becoming mainstream.
Yeah, it's very mainstream, which I don't understand why it wouldn't be. It's like TV in your brain. You can see it.
Yeah, man.
And do whatever you need to do.
There's so many of them. I like how free it is. Like, anybody can do it. Like, it's just great. Like, there's endless ideas out there.
Absolutely. And people like us in Binghamton, New York can just chill in our vocal booth and make a podcast for 3 years. Love it.
Yeah. And also in podcast news, apparently there are British Podcast Awards. The British Podcast Awards.
Oh, that's what they're called.
Yeah. Spoken word performer George the Poet and BBC's Brexit cast were among the winners. And I guess they have this sort of thing in America, but it's called the iHeartRadio Podcast Awards.
No!
So we're never, ever going to be on that.
Yeah, we're fucked.
God damn it, Deborah, I didn't know you were real.
This is a throwback to a previous episode where Ryan told the story about how we couldn't get on iHeartRadio despite the fact that everything lined up. And so Ryan is emailing somebody that he thought was a bot. I don't know why. I mean,
I didn't think it was a real person.
Real people work at iHeartRadio.
But I thought it was that automated thing. I didn't know Deborah was real.
Ah, that's so weird. So yeah, you ruined our chances.
Yeah, I kind of fucked it.
Yeah, Ryan's like, you stupid bitch. Like, you can't, like, you wouldn't say that to any real person.
No, I wouldn't. I thought she was like a weird bot thing.
Poor Deborah. Like, we should probably, like, find her again and just apologize. Not expecting to be on it, but just like, hey, like, we fucked up.
I will. I'll
You're a good
apologize.
person. Yeah, because we've been talking about this too much. Like, this will be another segment, which is podcast redemption.
It's obviously I'm guilty about it. It's obviously
Yeah,
my
no,
fault.
yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah, I fucked up. And,
Well, that's, yeah.
so. I guess with their podcast awards, like the winners were like Atlanta Monster, Slow Burn, and Joe Rogan Experience. I understand Joe Rogan, but I don't know about Atlanta Monster.
Atlanta Monster wasn't that good. It was a true crime podcast.
I wouldn't pick Slow Burn either.
Slow Burn, I mean, it definitely
It's pretty
was.
good. It's
It was good, but it's not at the top. Slow Burn, has it been in our top 3? I think
gotta-
you talked about it once.
We should have our own awards.
We
don't you
should.
think? The Podsmash Award.
The Podsmash Awards, where we can really bring in our arbitrary rating system, where it's like you get
Five
yeah.
helicopters.
Yeah, you get 6 tugboats and 5 rollerblades and a bunch of tapas.
But what would the trophies look like? Tugboats, helicopters, and tapas?
Yeah, and airplanes. Yeah, we talk about that a lot. It's mostly
It'd be
modes of
fun.
transportation.
It'd just be funny, dude.
We'll work out our rating
Or
system.
you just win a trampoline or something.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, we just send trampolines to podcasts, and then we're like, hey,
Like, you won. Here's a trampoline.
here's a trampoline, but you got to do an ad about it.
yeah. Yeah, it's got to be your first ad in your next episode.
Yes.
Oh, it's fucked up.
And it's like, and the ad is like, Blow Jam, trampolines.
So you got like a special segment?
I do have my own segment, and I'm kind of piggybacking on yours, which is Instagram podcasts, who are my friends with whom we're having some discourse.
Cool.
I will start with Profiles in Eccentricity, which I believe that you'll be talking about later.
Yeah, it's actually mine too, yeah.
Nice. So the big thing with them is they got a great show. They're on Starburns Audio. And, you know, like, I was really big into that Chopper episode, which Ryan's going to talk about. I talked about it on a previous episode. And so they thought I was funny. They checked out my shit. And turns out at least one of them is big into iFarm, which is maybe one of the best, like, skate punk or thrash punk or just, like, the best
iFarm.
punk.
iFarm's cool.
Yeah.
Kind of surfy a little bit.
And that's my Instagram handle is Sincerely Robots. That's probably their best album, or so my kids won't have to.
They probably got the reference.
Yes, they did get the reference, and they looked through my pictures, and they found my old Squire Strat picture, which had an iFarm sticker on it, and they're like, hell yeah, iFarm. And I'm like, you're maybe one of, like, the 2 people in the world that I don't know who likes iFarm. So, big ups to Profiles in Eccentricity. Plus, they just have a good show. Their last episode was, like, a mixed bag of different perverts. Check it out. It's pretty interesting. Do you have Instagram friends that you were going to talk about?
Oh, yeah, I was going to... Okay, so I was going to talk about... All right, so I'll talk about that later then.
Okay.
Okay, so Sonic Realms Podcast. It's another podcast that started following me on Instagram. It's recordings from actual tabletop role-play campaigns. They do a thing called Hypercut, where they heavily edit, like score like a full cast. It's like listening to like a little movie. They got like a cinematic score. It's kind of like
Ultra production.
yeah. Basically, what they do is they record like someone playing like it's a Shadowrun, but it's like Shadowrun, but it's like pretty much like Dungeons and Dragons. You know, so they record them.
It's
doing
a
that.
RPG role-playing game,
Yeah,
but
like-
with like high production value and
Yeah,
music.
Yeah, they cut out all the like
The shitty parts where
the
you're
dice
rolling dice.
rolls
Yeah.
and like stuff like that.
Nobody
like,
needs that.
They heavily edit it and like put like music and like so it's like a crazy like little movie.
That's a labor of love right there. Whoever
So-
edits it and mixes it
So
is
whoever
a
the editor
goddamn
is, like,
genius.
Fucking, that's hard, dude. It's really good. I thought it was good. So the episode I listened to was called Episode 1, Jet and Kurt. So I knew I had to start with Episode 1 because it's a fucking story. So
Yeah,
in
that's
this inaugural
yeah.
episode, you are introduced to Jet and Kurt. Forces begin to conspire to lead them both to the dangerous underground world of Shadowrunning. Shadowrun's it's a thing that they used to do at the end of every Harmontown. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember they used to do Shadowrun. They start off with D&D, but Shadowrun's like more in the future. It's like kind of like a weird thing. It's like a futuristic like Dungeons and Dragons. But anyway, I like it. It's a pretty good show, and they follow me.
Speaking of people who follow you, I got one more, which is Dapper Dads, which is really funny because their tagline is something like, "We're not even dads."
They're not even dads?
No,
For
they're
real?
not even dads.
Why are they Dapper Dads then?
Exactly. So these guys are super crass, very vulgar, which I can appreciate. Ryan, you're going to love this. They created this thing called Natter Days, which is you drink Natty Light and you take pictures of it and you tweet it to them.
That's not good, dude.
You know, it should be Natty Ice.
I'm sorry, I'm offended because I brew my own beer.
Yeah, here we are drinking wicked fancy beer. I'm sorry.
I would never drink natural ice.
Not that means you would.
I would
Do you
never.
understand double negatives?
No, I would never drink natty ice.
You just like silently burped while you said that. And you silently burped excellent beer, which is Southern Tier Brewing Company, made in Lakewood, New York, on the Southern Tier, that being the border of Pennsylvania, and it's delicious.
And I spent 5 hours today brewing my own beer.
And 3 hours yesterday making wine.
I'm making dandelion wine.
Oh, I can't wait. Only 3 months.
So, natty ice, it offends me.
Yeah, but it's funny. Natter Days.
It's okay. It's funny.
So
Yeah, it is funny.
basically, like, they put this thing on Instagram, which is like, would you rather shit into a bucket or like eat a cheese head thing or something? I forget what it was, but I'm like, can I eat the cheese head and shit it into the bucket? And they liked it. I like people liking that I'm funny. I listened to their most recent episode. God, I forget the name. It was like about pooping. So one of the hosts last year got poop in the mail. Oh, yeah, the poop mailer or something. So the host last year, he got a package of poop in the mail. It wasn't like human shit, but it was like, it was shit.
It was shit of some variety. Animal shit or
Yeah, something like
Okay.
that. Or synthetic shit. I don't even know how you do it.
squirrel poop.
Yeah, just shit. Let's just call it shit.
Probably
so
dog poop. Though. If it's not
exactly
human,
a
it's
year
dog
ago, he got that in the mail, and then exactly a year later, to the date, he got another thing of poop in the mail, and so he's all out of sorts, like, what's going on? And like talking about this new poop in the mail, and then the co-host finally said, "It was me. I sent you."
Oh, you did
No,
it.
but he sent him the second poop on the anniversary. Still no clue who sent the first poop.
Oh.
So anyway,
So it could have been an animal, like the first time.
yeah, it could have been like, a squirrel mailing it to
the
him.
co-host pooped in the thing.
Yeah.
a good
No, the co-host didn't poop in it, but he mailed him. I don't know. It was weird.
That's a really.
You'll
good
have
joke.
to listen
That's
to
a
it.
good joke, man.
It is a good joke. I should do something like that to you.
It would have to be my poop. There'd be no way I could like send someone else's poop to somebody.
Like, you can order it online. Like the co-host Amazon overnighted it. He Amazon primed it. It's like synthetic looking poop. It's not real, but
Oh, not real. Okay.
But I don't know. I think the first one was like real. I don't know. I really don't know. You got to listen to it. I can't
Wouldn't you
remember.
just poop in a box? You could just do it.
Well, you can't mail that. Oh yeah, you
But
can.
you can vacuum seal it. You could we could do a lot of it.
Well, let's consider it. We can talk to them for some advice, and we'll get it together.
So, what's our phone number?
Our phone number is 607-296-7297.
So, if you want some vacuum sealed poop, call that number and I will send it to you.
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Wait, real quick. Like, this is a
Not
thought.
judging. No judgy.
No, Judgy. I got a thought that I wanted to broach with you earlier, but just real quick. Can you think of any podcasts that are better to, like, watch on YouTube than they are to listen to? Because there are so many out there that actually, like, film them doing the podcast.
I'd rather listen to it. Sometimes you want to watch it because you want to see what they're doing, you know? Because, like, yeah.
They'll show, like, pictures and stuff.
Yeah, they'll show what they're doing, yeah. Yeah.
But no, absolutely not. And I agree wholeheartedly. So, guys, like, if you sit down for 3 hours and watch the Joe Rogan Experience, maybe you should be listening to it and doing yard work and working out and driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's the whole part about podcasts is that you can take care of biz and still enjoy yourself. So there you go.
You need to be working
Yes.
while you're listening to podcasts.
Yeah, you need to be doing something. You can't just be sitting idly. You gotta fucking TCB.
All right, so I got a segment. It's called New Podcast That I'm Listening To. New podcast that Ryan's listening
to.
So, oh, yeah, we already did Sonic Rounds, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm doing Monstrosity. It's another podcast that I started. They started following me like on Instagram. Monstrosity is a podcast hosted by Los Angeles comedian David Race. Each episode features David Race and comedian or celebrity guests discussing Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts, and or other creatures with a paranormal expert. It's crazy, dude. It's like, I don't know. You don't even understand.
I'll check
All
it
right,
out.
So the episode I listened to was called Episode 8. It was featuring. So it just started, right? So it's Episode 8 featuring Lonnie Anderson, Jimmy Schubert, Lonnie Anderson, and Tim Reed from WKRP in Cincinnati. Remember that show?
Mm-hmm.
WKRP in Cincinnati. All right, it's a veteran comedian, Jimmy Schubert, and a paranormal expert who's Dave Spinks. So,
Oh my god, you really can't talk.
so during this episode, Lonnie Anderson tells the story of how she was possibly visited by the ghost of James Mansfield while filming a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Mansfield's home, and then which was owned by Engelbert Humperdinck at the time. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
I thought it was Humberdale. No.
It's Engelbert Humperdinck.
Okay. No, yeah. I remember that name.
So she was possibly visited by the ghost of Jane Mansfield while filming a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Mansfield's home, which was then owned by Engelbert Humperdinck.
Oh, okay. All right, I get it now. I needed a second pass.
So maybe listen to that. It's the weirdest fucking podcast I've ever heard in my life.
Okay. I'm sold, man.
I don't know. I don't know if it's good though. Like, because they're supposed to talk about like paranormal things and like, whoa, she's talking about this ghost. I don't know. This is bizarre, man. It was more like a WKRP in Cincinnati like reunion because she didn't know that the one guy was gonna be on. It kind of surprised her with it.
That's cool.
And Jimmy Schubert's like old ass comedian. You remember Jimmy Schubert?
No, I do not.
Oh, he's good.
I'm also 6 years younger than you, so I don't know. Maybe that's the age divide.
Well, that's okay. It was really funny, actually.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I didn't think it'd be like a good podcast, but I was like,
So, Buggy, let me ask you this. In the last 2 weeks, do you have multiple nays? Do you have multiple ones that you wouldn't advise people to listen to, or do you just have one big one?
I have one name.
What is it?
My name is Tails.
Ha, Tails. Tails has been in your top.
I know. I usually love Tails.
Tails went off the rails.
So, Tails. Every other Saturday, Tails presents an ancient fairy tale the way that they're originally told, which is usually creepy and sometimes graphic. The episode I listened to was called Gingerbread Man.
I heard it too.
They basically just told the story of the Gingerbread Man to creepy music. It was ridiculous. It was not scary. It was a cheesy children's tale. It's not good. Usually the show is it's a lot better. I think there is.
No, they're running out of stories. You're totally right.
They're running out of stories. So next week is going to be like, Little Miss Muffin sat on a jumpet, eating your cousin way. It's like, what the fuck? It doesn't matter. You can't just play creepy music. It's silly, dude.
Yeah, it's supposed to be with adult themes, and it's like
come on, man.
It's a gingerbread man who was born from the oven, and he comes out, and then he's eating, like his legs are eaten, and his arms are eaten, and
Next
his
week's
body's
Itsy
eaten.
Bitsy Spider. It pissed me off so much I unsubscribed. so
I should
so
too.
You're never gonna hear about Tales again.
Yeah, they had a couple good ones, but honestly, like they crossed the line. So I agree. That is a nay. Good choice.
Seriously, dude, you can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. You ran out.
Yep, you're done.
You're done.
You had a good run. Okay. So my nay is actually, I feel really bad about calling it my nay, and I'm just going to rescind it right after the fact, which is Podcast Reviews Podcast. I mean, this dude just rocks my world in terms of how meta it is. He reviews the podcast reviews for his own podcast, his iTunes reviews.
He's my future wife.
Yeah, he's my future wife. Like, we would definitely do a threesome, except I would just videotape it. Basically, like, this guy, he's, like, over the top. Like, his whole shtick is to read the reviews of his own podcast and review those reviews. And my issue is that Ryan posted a review like a month or two ago, and I still haven't heard it, but it turns out maybe you didn't do it right.
Well, yeah, because I'm doing it from like a what is it, a Hewlett Packard laptop. The software doesn't work right.
Not an Apple product.
Because it's not an Apple product, so they make it extra hard.
Wait, I have an idea. All right, so I'm sorry. I realize, hey, it's not the guy's fault. It's probably a user thing. It's probably Apple fucking it up. He always has technical issues. But maybe one of you Podsmash Blowjam fans could write a review on our behalf.
Yeah, write a review on Blowjam's behalf.
Yeah, just say, hey, I listen to Blowjam, Podsmash, and they talk about you and they love you.
These guys love you.
Yeah, just say that, please. If you could do that for us, that would be amazing. So, no, I mean, it's not my nay. It's just frustrating. So, it's a great show. Listen to it.
You got any shout-outs?
I sure do.
Yeah, shout out.
You and I actually got into a big debate on it earlier, so I just want to keep it nice and succinct. It is Howard Stern was on Fresh Air with Terry Gross. No, yeah, I mean, so it was really cool. It's the juxtaposition of like the premier shock jock interviewer radio host versus NPR's darling interviewer Terry Gross, and like not versus, but it's them together having such a good conversation that it was a two-parter, which rarely happens. And you know, Terry Gross, obviously, she's like the majority of people out there, which is like, yeah, disrespectful towards women. He's been doing psychotherapy for like 20 years, and he's become more empathic. I believe he talks about it in his book a bit. His new book, it's called Howard Stern Comes Again, innuendo intended, and it's like his best interviews. And you learn a lot about him. More like the psychological things about growing up with a depressed mom and also growing up in a predominantly black neighborhood and just getting beaten up all the time and all that stuff. And his dad actually was an engineer for a bunch of radio hosts, so that was deified. That's how he got into it. It's a riveting conversation. Like, definitely, like, he's not not a good person necessarily in some respects. I don't know, but I feel like he's turning it around, and it's still very interesting. And the two of them together is priceless.
I like that he's trying to help himself, but you know, it's not enough to like reverse 20 years of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, damage is done.
The damage is done. Sorry, Howard Stern. I'm not in your corner.
It's good listening. That's all I'll say.
I don't
What's
know.
yours? What's your shout out?
My shout out was the Fighter and the Kid.
Ah, yes.
It's a comedy podcast hosted by Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen. In this episode, Brendan Schaub was not there. So the co-host was Chris D'Elia, and it was mad funny.
Crystalia is the best.
Really funny. He's just like the best, yeah.
And the two of them together, because he used to be Brian Callen's opener,
Yeah, he used to be his opener.
and now
But
he's
now,
like,
now
yeah.
Callen's opening up for him.
Yes,
It's
the tides have
crazy.
turned.
It's crazy.
It's so funny.
It's funny, though.
Good choice, man.
They're good people.
Wow. What a robust blowjam Podsmash.
Oh, we got another shout out. It's
Oh.
Duncan Trussell Family Hour.
Yes.
It's a comedy podcast hosted by Duncan Trussell. In this episode, his guest is Denali Bilali from History on Fire. I love a good crossover. So, they talk about the validity of history in general, which is crazy. It's like, 'cause they're talking about, like, memory and stuff like that. Like the average human memory. You can't even remember what you did, like, yesterday. You can't remember, like, the color of a shirt of someone you talked to yesterday. So it's like, how valid is history?
It's based on other people's accounts, and also when you have like multiple dimensions that are slightly off from ours.
Oh, you could be in a different dimension. You could be in a simulation. Like, the whole thing blew my mind. You gotta listen to that episode. It's really good.
Daniele Bilelli is like a famous historian, but I've never heard him get questions
He's a
from
teacher.
anybody.
He's a teacher and a historian.
Yeah.
He knows his shit, dude.
But, like-
and he was like, whoa.
Yeah, Duncan Trussell's questions were just out of this
It's
world.
blowing his mind. He
Yeah.
was like, oh, shit.
Exactly.
He's like, you might be right. I don't know.
Yeah, like spun history on its head. Go you, Duncan
So
Trussell.
you gotta listen to that shit.
That was a good one. Man,
I think so.
I think we did it.
We did it.
Yeah, and we went on so long that we don't even have time to play a voicemail. So, without further ado, let me just tell you guys how you could find us. Google Blowjam, and you'll find us. Give us some 5 stars, rate and review us. Be the good podophiles that you are out there.
What's the phone number?
The phone number to call our Blowjam headquarters tip line is 607-296-7297. It's been a blast. I don't want to take off a week or anything, but it's been a cornucopia of podcasts.
Sorry, I tried to give you more this week, but we won't take another week off.
No, we love you guys. We'll stay in touch. All right. Thanks for listening. See you next week.